Hello, friends. This is Confessions with Amy, and I'm glad you're visiting my channel. Here we share new confessions every day.
Catherine woke up 10 minutes before the alarm. It happened often on the rare nights when Greg didn't come home. Not because she was worried. Because the body no longer believed in randomness. It woke her up in advance, as if to say, "Be ready. He's not coming." The phone on the nightstand vibrated. There was no message. Just the usual calendar notification. Graduation. Today, 17:00 She sat on the edge of the bed. The sun was falling softly through the curtains, the ones she'd chosen 2 years ago, thinking that the family, like the interior, was amenable to repair. But no. Some cracks can be putty, others grow like mold. The room was perfect. The bed is made, the smell of fresh linen, the silence. Still, something rang in the silence. It's like there's a raging note inside her that others can't hear. Catherine stood up. She walked through the house on autopilot. Coffee, shower, ironing board. Everything in the kitchen was sterile. Granite, chrome, a jar of oatmeal. The refrigerator is full, as if someone lives in it. She kept the house in order. She kept everything in order. Except for him. Greg stopped sleeping at home regularly about 4 months ago. First work. Then, just too late. Then silence. He wasn't lying outright. He stopped explaining. And this was worse. One day she found someone else's perfume on his shirt. Not a woman's perfume, but a girl's perfume. Sweet, sticky, challenging. She remembered the smell as one remembers the sound of a gunshot. It was the fragrance of a new life in which she had no place. Still, it's prom night. The day their daughter finishes school. The day when, according to the logic of the family, they should be together. In the hall. On the photo. With a smile. She pulled a powdery beige dress out of the closet, just above the knee. It fit perfectly. Make-up natural, almost imperceptible. Her hair is styled in soft waves. She knew how to be collected. There was no sign of trouble on his face. American Wife, from the Suburban Happiness catalog. Olivia came down the stairs, shoes in hand. "Are you ready?" "What is it?" she asked. "Almost. How are you doing?" "It's like the world is ending. Or it starts. I'm not sure." Olivia grinned. Young. Vibrant. Confident. "Is Dad coming?" Catherine froze slightly. 3 seconds. No more than that. "Yes. I think so." She didn't lie because she was afraid to tell the truth. It was because Olivia wasn't supposed to be carrying anything on her own that day. They got into the car. Her fingers tightened on the steering wheel. On the way, Catherine looked at the signs, the people at the bus stops, the sky. Everything was the same, but she knew it would change tonight. And somewhere inside, it's not fear. Not anger. A readiness. They stopped at a salon on Main Street. The parking lot at the entrance was packed with cars with ribbons, balloons, inscriptions, class of 2025. An atmosphere of fun, glamour, and teen chaos. Catherine sat Olivia down in the stylist's chair. Her daughter was discussing her hairstyle with the master, flipping through the pictures on her phone. Her voice is clear and confident. Her eyes are burning. She was in a way Catherine hadn't felt in a long time. "I'll be back in half an hour, okay?" Catherine kissed the top of her head lightly. "Just don't be late. I want you to see the result." She nodded, got out, and got into the car. I turned on the air conditioner and listened to my own breathing. It was flat. A stranger. But strong. 10 minutes later, she was parking in front of the lawyer's office. Not their family, but hers. The one recommended by a friend from the book club. First, just check the information. Then, prepare documents. Now sign. The office was in a gray brick building, nondescript, almost sterile. There is a sticker on the glass door. Honesty is the best strategy, especially in a divorce. It smelled of coffee and paper. The receptionist escorted her to her office. Mr. Harper, a small man with a neat beard, stood up and held out his hand. He didn't ask too many questions. He knew that if a woman had reached out to him, then she already had 1,000 reasons. "Everything's ready. We have complied with the terms of your previous agreement with your husband, which was drawn up 2 years ago," he said. You have every right to your contribution plus. He cleared his throat slightly. The unofficial dossier you gave us is also attached to the file. He won't challenge. He can try. But you are prepared. Finance, property, and insurance. Everything is transparent. If he shows aggression, we will immediately step in. Catherine picked up the pen. Signed it. The paper crunched under her fingers like an old sheet. It wasn't revenge. That was the order. She asked for one envelope, a thick white one. She invested in it. Package of divorce documents. Making transfers from their joint account. And a handwritten check for $1. All you're worth to me now. Carefully, discreetly. She sealed the envelope and placed it carefully in her purse. It weighed almost nothing. But symbolically, it was a rock that she no longer had to carry. When she returned to the salon, Olivia was ready. Well, like me? Like an angel. Mom, don't exaggerate. I'm not exaggerating, Olivia. I just see you. They went out together. We got in the car. Olivia was looking in the mirror, adjusting a curl of hair. You seem a little different today, she said, not looking up from her reflection. Calm, but in a different way. It's probably just an important day. Is he sure he's coming? Catherine sighed. Slowly, as if she'd inhaled all the air in the area. Dad's coming. And everything will be as it should be. Olivia nodded, unsuspecting. Catherine smiled. And inside, it was already quiet. But not empty. A cleaned one. Strong. The assembly hall was decorated as if it was being prepared not for a school graduation, but for admission to the White House. The golden and black balloons reached up as if they wanted to break through the ceiling. On the stage, a shining inscription of light bulbs. Class of 2025. Everywhere smart parents. Teenagers in long dresses and suits. Teachers with proud faces. You can hear laughter, camera clicks, and compliments. Catherine held her purse in both hands. She looks calm. But inside, everything felt taut, like a piano string ready to snap at the slightest touch. Mom, are you sure you don't want to sit closer to the stage? Olivia asked, adjusting the ribbon on her chest. I'll stay in the hall. I have a great view from here. Catherine was standing by a pillar at the back of the hall. Her eyes didn't lose any detail. She knew Greg was coming. She would sense his presence before she saw him. The first performances began. Speeches were made. Students went on stage, receiving diplomas. The girls were crying. The boys slapped each other on the back. The teachers were sobbing. The atmosphere was filled with something almost sacred, a beginning and an end at the same time. And here, the door at the entrance opened. Greg came in tall, confident, and a little ostentatiously dressed. His suit was too fresh, his hair too coiffed. He has an expression of invulnerability on his face. Next to him is her. Young woman. Young. Bright. Her dress is too short, her stilettos are too high, and she has an open smile. It was as if she wasn't attending her man's daughter's school holiday, but a casting call for a reality show. Greg walked past a row of parents. Some turned their heads. Someone quickly looked away. Someone chuckled. Catherine stood there in slow motion. It didn't shrink. She didn't turn away. She was looking directly at them. Greg caught her eye. He wasn't afraid. He smiled, almost condescending. And then she understood. He didn't come to destroy. He came to claim. This is a performance. And I'm the stage set he wants to overturn in the last act. Olivia was coming on stage. The light fell on her face. Her smile was real. Catherine picked up her phone and snapped a picture. In this frame, everything. Love. Pride. Life. And neither Greg nor his companion existed in that moment. Later, at the cocktail reception, when the champagne was flowing freely, non-alcoholic of course, when the music was playing and Olivia was taking pictures with friends, Greg approached Catherine. His girlfriend stayed away, as if she knew this wasn't her scene. Hey, Kat. You look good. She turned her head toward him calmly. Thanks. I don't want to make a show of it, he said, looking around the room. I started a new life. With another woman. And this decision has been made. It is not discussed. Really? Her voice was soft. Almost affectionate. Yes. I think you understood everything without saying anything. He said it flatly publicly, with that confidence as if she would beg, cry, or, at worst, disappear. But she just nodded. Got it. No drama. I hope we can stay within the bounds of decency. She opened her purse without a word. Greg watched her move with mild wariness. She took out a white envelope. He looked harmless, almost formal. She handed it to him with a small smile, neither bitter nor malicious. Almost polite. Congratulations on your honesty. What is it? Just the result. All your efforts. Greg held the envelope in his hands as if it contained something fragile. He touched the tongue of the sealing strip, glanced briefly at Catherine, but she didn't look away. She stood up straight. The smile faded, but there was still confidence. Cold, hard as marble. He tore open the paper and pulled out the enclosed documents. First, a copy of the statement of claim for divorce. He frowned. This was still to be expected. This is followed by a financial summary. Detailed, line by line, amount by amount. She knew everything, and she took her own. He began to breathe louder. His lips were white. And finally, a receipt. $1. Beneath it is her handwriting. Clear. Smooth. No emotions. All you're worth to me now. He looked up. They contain an explosion. Are you completely out of your mind? His voice cracked. This is for what the hell? Some of the guests were already turning around. Parents, teenagers, waiters. The music was still playing, but there was a pause at this point in the room. He tossed the papers on a nearby table. My hand was shaking. You set it up here. Right at the prom. My daughter. No. I didn't arrange it. Catherine said quietly. You didn't come here for her. You came here to show your new life. I just closed the door. You. Bitch. You're predictable. No, she said. She turned around. I took a step. And another one. He started to grab her arm, then stopped. I didn't dare. She walked through the hall, slowly with dignity. People parted as if in front of someone important. Not with pity, but with respect. There was no triumph in her step. There was no malice. There was only freedom. On the way out of the school, she took a deep breath. It was sunset. Golden light fell on the roofs of cars, on the trees, on the road ahead. The phone in her hand vibrated. A message from Olivia. Mom, where are you? I want a photo with you. She smiled. I answered it. I'm coming. I'll be right there. Olivia was standing under a glowing garland next to the photo zone. The tape valedictorian, a little skewed, the faces tired, but happy. Next to her, girlfriends, teachers, a buffet table with empty glasses. As soon as Catherine arrived, her daughter noticed her instantly. Mother. Olivia ran to her, hugged her tightly, almost childishly. You don't know how much I needed you on stage. I almost cried. I saw everything. And I wrote it down. You spoke beautifully. In an adult way. Really, you don't have a single child left inside. Only a woman. Very bright. They stood side by side, apart from everyone else, facing the sunset light, as if in a separate room of the world. Catherine smoothed her fingers over the jammed corner of her daughter's ribbon. I put it in order. As once collars, pigtails, knees after falls. Olivia was suddenly serious. Her voice dropped. Dad, he didn't come alone. I know you saw it. Yes. I didn't know. Honestly. He didn't say anything. I know, Liv. Pause. Then a whisper. Are you mad at him? Catherine sighed. Slowly, almost imperceptibly. She looked her daughter in the eye. I don't feel anything for him that can hurt me anymore. It's not anger. This is freedom from pain. Olivia was silent. Looked. And then unexpectedly. Will you ever feel happy again? Catherine thought about it. She took her time answering. Then, gently. Yes. When I stop asking myself when. Olivia nodded. Then suddenly, her eyes were wet. I'm sorry. For making all this happen. On a day like this. Catherine took her hand. Not for the shoulder, not for comfort. and enforce. Never apologize for the truth coming at the wrong time. The truth always comes when we are ready. Half an hour later, they left the school. Dusk had deepened, and the car's neon lights cast a soft glow on their faces. "Want some ice cream?" Catherine asked, turning on the headlights. "Ice cream? In the evening?" "Exactly. Then I want some chocolate chips and nuts. Let's go." And off they went. No extra stuff. Without the one who was once the center. Now this car, this steering wheel. This night there was only one vector. Forward. The morning came quietly. Outside the window of the city, the first rays of the sun were just beginning to awaken, flooding the bedroom with pale pink light. Catherine woke to her own breathing, deep and steady. She lay still, her eyes wide open. For the first time in a long time, she didn't check her phone, wasn't afraid of texts or calls. "I didn't expect anything." She got up slowly and went to the mirror in the hallway. In the reflection, a woman. A little tired, but with a clear look. Her face was bare of makeup, her skin slightly pink from sleep, and her hair was neatly unbound. She looked into her own eyes. Not reproachfully, not with regret, but with understanding. "You've been through the storm," she said softly, "and now you can build a house instead of a shelter." Hands on the waist. Take a deep breath. She could feel the power rising inside her. Not the one that comes with anger, but the one that grows with acceptance. For the first time in years, she thought, "What do I want? Not for anyone. Not for anyone. Just for yourself." Catherine picked up an old notebook from her desk, where she had written down her dreams and plans from her youth. I flipped through the pages, and one of them read, "To live is to move forward, even if it hurts." She smiled. Time to move. At that moment, the phone vibrated. A message from Olivia. "Good morning, Mom. I love you." Catherine answered instantly. "I love you too, Liv. Today is a new day." She left the room, opening the door to light and opportunity. That very night, a few days after graduation, Catherine was standing in her living room. In her hand is the same white envelope she gave Greg. It is no longer just paper with numbers on it. It is a symbol of its new beginning. Olivia sat down next to her, holding her mother's hand. "Are you proud of yourself?" "Very much." Catherine smiled and squeezed her daughter's fingers. Suddenly the doorbell rang. It was Greg. He walked in, his face tense, but he wasn't the same person from the prom. There was weariness in his eyes, as if he realized that he had lost something valuable. "I wanted to talk," he said quietly. "Greg," Catherine said, looking him straight in the eye, "I've already said everything I need to say. Congratulations on your honesty. Now I have a new life, and a place for those who truly appreciate it." When he didn't say anything, she didn't look away as she put the envelope on the table. "There's everything I need from you." Greg sighed and left, leaving the door closed behind him. Catherine turned to Olivia. "You know, pride isn't just about being praised. This is when you accept yourself and your decisions, even if the world is falling apart." Her daughter smiled. "I want to be as strong as you are." "You're already stronger than you think." Outside the window, a new day was slowly rising, clear, bright, and full of promise. Catherine took a deep breath and felt a weight lift from her shoulders. She was ready for a life in which she would be the mistress of her own destiny.